Another day. Another day. Hey, look at you. You survived another day. Isn't that cool? Isn't it cool to live? I don't know why I sound so... It's cool to live. Sometimes. Look at this. That's the power of new cam. Ambience of Baldur's Gate 3. I love Baldur's Gate. Only played 100 hours though. I think I should respect Baldur's Gate and play it. I think I'll let this go. And then add to queue. What is happening recently? Hibiscus tea. I should start forcing myself to sit straight appropriately, you know? What do we have happening in the world? National flags representing the US, Canada, Mexico. Fly in the breeze. Oh, this is just what happened at this day, I assume, or something? Or just random pictures? US tariffs on Canada and Mexico take effect as China aims at US farm exports. Jesus Christ. United States just seems to want to isolate itself more and more from the world. And when I say United States, I mean this guy. Damn. Starting just past midnight. This was when? GMT plus 3 AM. This is a few hours ago. Imports from Canada and Mexico are now taxed at 25%. And China's imports are 20% tax as well. I mean tariffed, which is pretty much... That's Well, isolationism is at work. US aid pause. Jesus Christ. How's my crypto shit doing? I shorted Trump coin the other day. And I'll be honest with you, the money I made was a little bit ungodly in terms of ROI. Where is my Binance? I swear crypto is so stupid. Crypto bros are so stupid. My god. Willingly getting scammed by the president of the United States and like okaying it. Maybe Americans do have an insane amount of money that they can just spend on crypto coins, you know? I don't mind. Clash with Zelensky. 2 minutes ago, a pause of all US military aid. Military aid as well.
U.S. President Donald Trump has paused military aid to Ukraine following his clash with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky last week. That's according to a White House official who, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said, quote, "President Trump has been clear that he is focused on peace. We need our partners to be committed to that goal as well. We are pausing and reviewing our aid to ensure that it is contributing to a solution." The White House had no immediate comment on the scope and amount of aid affected or how long the pause would last. The Pentagon could not provide further details. Zelensky's office did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment, nor did the Ukrainian embassy in Washington. The move deepens the rift that is opened between the two one-time allies. It comes after Trump upended U.S. policy on Ukraine and Russia upon taking office in January and taking a friendlier approach to Moscow, and after an explosive confrontation with Zelensky in the White House on Friday, in which Trump criticized him for being insufficiently grateful for Washington's backing in the war with Russia.
You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards, but without us, you don't have any cards.
Since Russia's invasion nearly 3 years ago, the U.S. Congress has approved $175 billion in total.
And it's sad if you watch the whole interview, the guy literally walks in, says thanks, like thank you and stuff. I don't know.
Assistance for Ukraine. According to the nonpartisan Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget,
I have no idea.
The announced pause in military aid applies mainly to aid that has been previously approved but not yet dispersed. Trump has not approved any new aid since his term began. However, he suggested on Monday that a deal to open up Ukraine's minerals to U.S. investment could still be on the table.
Mr. President, is the Ukraine minerals deal now dead, or can it be revived? What's your...
Well, I'll let you know. We're making a speech. You probably heard about it tomorrow night, so I'll let you know tomorrow night. But no, I don't think so.
The Trump administration views a minerals deal as America's way of earning back some of the aid given to Ukraine since Russia invaded 3 years ago. On Monday, Trump also described it as a great deal for us and suggested he'd give an update on the situation during a speech to a joint session of Congress set for Tuesday night.
Well, why is Germany considered separate from EU Commission in here? Or is it for the sake of maybe showcasing Actually, no. Why is Germany the different here? Germany. In this case, there is no EU. Oh wait, maybe humanitarian is different for Germany. World news is just like depression. Ooh. It's time to take Trump seriously as markets recoil. Oh yeah, limit your article. Oh yeah, I need to register. I'll do it later. Not on stream. I wonder if AP has the same thing. World shares decline as Trump tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China take effect. Jesus Christ. I guess everyone's just taking profits right now. That's really it. Okay. We work with financial results for fiscal year 2025, quarter 3. Quarter 3 indeed. Report done on February 12th. Sorry, I'm just spacing out. What do we have new here? Business performance. The company posted non-consolidated Q3 revenue of, I wish this was in USD, 11 billion yen. 85% year over year in gross profit and in total Q3. Okay, looks like an overall increase on everything, especially in concerts compared to last year. Increased sales in merchandising thanks to TCG sales. Basically merchandising is pretty big together with the recent licensing. But they illustrate specifically that Blu-ray is the reason why. Should just close the... Yeah, so again, year over year, increase compared to the previous year, 12 months ago. Nothing really interesting aside from the Blu-ray sales increase and the merchandise sale increase that they focused on every single year. For the last 2 years at least, they focused on merchandise increases. Again, a lot of advanced balance received, meaning that Q4 is gonna be insane. I remember I covered this one. I believe Q4 is gonna be like, if this is the same trajectory, it's gonna be like 14,000, 15,000 for sure. Made to order merchandise is recorded as an advance payment to the balance sheet at the time of order. So basically, you can imagine that 8,000 is gonna be, or like some of it is gonna be added to the Q4. And Q4 gets a lot of revenue compared to the other quarters because it mimics the lots of anniversaries and lots of dates and, you know, like New Year's. So a lot of people usually purchase or like place order sales specifically at those periods, and the profit is coming specifically to Q4. So that's why it will get a lot of spike. Q4, which will be reported, I would say this summer. At the beginning of this summer, for sure is gonna be insanely big. Insanely big. Nothing interesting here. SGA expenses. Focus on, again, the increase of... Oh, service mix. Reinvestment in business development. So just by this we can say that Cover is double downing on everything for merchandising. They understand that talent cannot just continue streaming and continue working or continue performing year over year constantly. So what they do is they specifically focus on merchandise increase, specifically. The revenue composition ratio for services for the direct operation or performance is relatively low, has increased to 64% from 40% since 2021. Again, margin profit ratio doesn't really matter because the expenses for concerts and events, it's still a huge increase. 63% year-over-year increase, this is what matters. Operating income. The operating profit expanded by 83%, while decreased from the previous quarter due to increases in business development expenditures and event expense. Yeah. Event expense and investments really let down Cover, but not that much really. It's nothing is like unprecedented. Everything is fine. Everything is really fine for Cover. You can see the merchandising segment is showcasing here specifically. This doesn't mean that the money flow is decreasing for, let's say, streaming or something. It's more so that the share of the total revenue is increasing from merchandise. Merchandise alone is getting 50% almost. Half of revenue of Cover is coming from merch. I don't know what I feel about this. It's a good way though. It's a good system. Expansion of domestic and international business agents. So we have progress of medium to long term. This is what happened pretty much. November 14, October 26, December, concerts, world tours, everything is going on. TCG. They're focusing on expanding the TCG user community. Oh boy. Increase opportunities to meet new fans through merchandising store sales. Yep. Venue in Tokyo. Character Street. Tokyo Character Street. Whatever. Venue. Again, everything is at domestic. As you can see. Domestic. Cover is giving more opportunities for fans to purchase the merchandise itself. This was the previous issue for Cover. That they didn't have enough stores. Offline and online because they didn't have enough distribution points for fans to purchase merchandise. And for the last year they have been planning a lot and they have been building a lot of connections and opening up more and more stores. So now you can see that the merchandise alone accounts for 50% almost of Cover Store revenue, which is pretty... I would say this is the biggest thing now. And this is the way that it kind of has to go. Because at the end of the day, you want Cover to... Or like, Cover wants to focus more on not like super chat revenues or stream revenues or donations or like some sort of streamer orientated advertiser, sponsor, merchandise opportunities. This is good income, but it's not stable. Stable income is merch. That's what it is. It's easy. The brand is already working on your name, and the name of the brand is literally the VTuber's name. Like Toki no Sora. Everyone knows. Everyone knows her. Plushie. Keychain. I don't know. Notebook. Pen. Pencil. Keyboard. Whatever. There's so many good opportunities for merchandise specifically. Any sort of art piece, sticker into some sort of, I don't know, PC component, gaming component, mouse pad, mouse mat, booby mat, whatever. And this is like brainless money. People will buy it. So yeah, good for Cover, to be honest. Gaining momentum in game development. So you have Okayu New Mu getting released February 27, so it's already released. And then Raiding's Guides for Pixel Museum also at some point. Well, let's see. Where is it? Okayu's what? I don't see it. Did I miss it completely? Is it not February 27? I think it's March. Chrono Gear. Hollow 8. Adventures. Surely it has to be here. Could it possibly be that it didn't gain anything at all? Or like nobody's playing it? Or it's not even listed here. There's no way it's not even listed. This is 26 entries. This is just sad because nobody cares. It's just sad. It's really sad when it comes to like Hollow games. You only have 65 people playing Idle Showdown. The greediness of Cover Corporation to put price tags on these games and milk their community only for the sake of like, yeah, this is a game about Miko, it features Miko, and then they release like a game for $10. I'm sorry, but this is what you're gonna get. This is just like a slap in the face, to be honest. It doesn't give you any sort of leverage into the community at all. Like, why is this a $5 game? This is clearly a copy from that other 3D platformer where you climb up. Like, just pay the guy. Make this game free. This is the reason why it had 121 peak. It's just greediness. It's sad. New features were implemented. Japan Esports Award. Diversification support. This is good, by the way. Enigmatic Recollection was an insane thing. This is something that they should have just focused on continuously. Oh, and nothing else. Sadness. As of December 31. They added more people into IP because the metaverse share was 10%. 652. They added 50 more people from the previous 3-month quarter. Who did they add to? My God, they're still backing down on the metaverse so much, and that's really it. That is truly, yeah, that's really it. What can I say? I think I'll be honest, I think TCG is it's good, but it's a waste. It's a waste of potential of people. I understand the appeal, obviously. I might be fully biased still. I think Hollow Earth needs to be completely scrapped off the surface. Completely. I think Hollow Earth should be completely removed. And I think Cover should stop releasing these games. And all they do is they tarnish the reputation of the existing games. Because at the moment, nothing is being played. I'm sorry, but 65 viewers, I mean, online concurrence is nothing. This is an old game. Idle Showdown was one of the biggest games. Sorry, together with Holocure. And look at Holocure's numbers, by the way. Oh my god, did I just close that tab? Look at Holocure's numbers. If I go HoloX Break, Kai Animate, Holocure. 1,000 concurrence. The game hasn't been updated since November 16. Look at this. The game hasn't been updated. It constantly has 1.6k, 1.5k. Okay, 1.2k, but you get the point. Constantly. It constantly has player base. I wonder why. Really makes you think. Really makes you think. that they are clearly one of the two things is happening. Either the developers are not maybe appealing to the right market. I heard from Idle Showdown, people who like reviewed Idle Showdown, that the game is really, really solid. And when it comes to fighting games, it's just not... It's not appealing to the casual crowd. It's difficult. Fighting games are so difficult. I tried... at some point I remember I tried like a dedicated Tekken 7... Not style, but yeah, Tekken 8, Tekken 7. I tried it, and I realized how complex... like mastering like a single character is, how complex it is, and how difficult it is to not only understand one character, but then to understand the complexities of other characters interacting with you, the microframes, the movements. It's so difficult. What I'm trying to say is the game is really good and polished, but it just like nobody's gonna play it. But even now, it's a free game released in May 2023. It has more concurrence than every single game here? I would dare to say, like, I wanted to say combined, but no, this was 25. I'm sorry, but this is pathetic. This is just pathetic. And look at their user ratings as well. 90, and then you go 75, again 90, Hollow Treasure, this was actually a good game. 58, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 70, 70, 70, 70. This is just... And look at the cost. Like, Cover really wants to make money out of video games? Because the whole point of brand recognition and brand, I would use the word penetration, is that... God, it's so annoying to even talk about this. But if you guys don't remember, the reason why Holocure was so, and is still so successful, is only because the amount of international normie community, normie gamers adored this game. I think even Asmongold played this game. People loved this game, and I will actually say they still love this game. They actually love this game. And it saddens me that Cover could not make a deal with Kai Yu, to somehow pay him or maybe work with him to make sure that Holocure is their game. This was supposed to be the metaverse. Holocure was supposed to be that. This was their game. If you really think about it, you have farms, casinos, housing, different types of progression, almost like endless modes. There's so many different achievements. They added fan letters. And that's basically the guy working for free, by the way. He just made, like, fishing. There was so much potential. I want to say was, not to say that like the game's done or something, but it's more like, how much have we lost, truly? How much have we lost? Because none of us know what the negotiations were between Kai Yu and Hololive or Holo Indie developers, but Cover itself, that they could not strike a normal deal, to the point where like the Holocure publisher is even listed as Kai Yu, because Kai Yu rejected the premise of his game being published on the cover on the Holo Indie. That's just sad, because this is probably what they wanted to do. They probably wanted to take this gem of the game, they probably wanted to tarnish it completely by adding some sort of gacha payroll system that where you, I mean, it's still there, but where like you actually have to pay money to get something, number one, and then that you have to pay money to roll for idols, which everyone was doing, and was like relatively easy. This was like a fun thing to do and spend points and but I bet you that's what happened. Because they missed out on so much, and I feel like the only reason they missed out is because of their own greediness. I feel like all they had to do was to just take Caillou, center a whole developer team around him, give him complete full creative control. He doesn't even need to work on the game. Just like say, okay, I want this and I want that. We want a casino. We want a roller coaster. We want more, I don't know, plants, more types of fish. We want to make sure that people can build their castles and create me more maps. And then he just fucks off for like 1 month. And then he comes back, and then you have like a stack of 50 developers working on this game. But instead, what we have is that we have Hollow Earth, and we have out of 652 people, right? 652 people, 9% are working on a metaverse. It's just, it's so annoying how doubled down they were with the metaverse. Cover is just so invested into this idea that the metaverse is some sort of like, who even says the word metaverse now? They're just stuck in 2021 when every single person was like, metaverse, the next big thing. They're still in the COVID phase, and they're wasting so much money and so much. They missed out on so much. And at the end of the day, nobody cares about Holocure. Nobody cares about Holocure. I'm sorry, but nobody cares. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. And it saddens me, because I made so many videos on Hollow Earth, and I understand that this project is just dead. It's just dead. No matter what you add, no matter what you do, the idea of Hollow Earth, Holocure, I mean, not Holocure. The idea of Hollow Earth was an MMORPG style. First, they started releasing comic books. They started releasing some sort of teasers into the open world. Then they released these like 2 world trailers. And now, the latest interview that Yago had was like, well, we want to make something like a Roblox style where like user-generated content push. They just don't fucking know what they want to do. They know that they're stuck. They know they fucked up. And they're just stuck with this project. They're just stuck with this. Nobody cares about this. And it's sad. We missed out as a community. We just missed out on this. We missed out on Holocure being the center hub for every single thing in existence. And you could have had your mini games there, because they have the tower thing, right? They have the tower jump or like whatever. Oh my god, there was so much stuff they could have done. But no, let's release. Let's release. And to no offense to the people who create games, it's art at the end of the day. But I blame not them, I blame Cover, because they are approving it. They're approving the price tags. They're approving the fact that these games are now related to officially Hollow Indie or Hololive. And they're tarnishing their reputation. Who's gonna look at this and be like, oh yeah, this is like a company that kind of like, releases good games or something? Nobody cares. No, nobody does this. It's sad. Yeah. Truly down by the rivers. Down, down, down by the rivers.
Past couple of weeks, I understand. We are. What's up, everyone? If you're What's up, everyone? If you're seeing this, that means I've probably been banned. That's right. Cancel culture has finally come for me. Oh my God, it's over. It's over. The free speech warriors. Where are you now? They've taken me out, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. I'm done. A couple days ago, I had a conversation where I was responding to the Republican House of Representatives Speaker, and I said some things. Let's take a look at what I said. Libs of TikTok, of course, posted about it. Here is what Libs of TikTok claimed I was saying. Hasan Parker just called for violence against a sitting U.S. senator. If you cared about Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott at FBI. This got 17,000 likes. It was on February.
Notice how, like, even for YouTube specifically, for his content, if you didn't hear that, he had to censor kill, and he had to cut out the I, not even on the tweet, but even for YouTube, because that's how fucked up it is.
February
to even say
28th.
something
Let's
like
take a look
this.
at this clip really quickly.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party. Now, that seems like a wild thing to say.
I mean, it is kind of unhinged. I don't know, what is this normalization of, like, advocating for killing people and not expecting any sort of consequences? Like, you can be emotional about it, and there's, like, actual, like, justifications for, like, saying certain things, like, this guy should be killed, or, like, something, like, someone should, like, you know, Minecraft themselves, or, like, whatever. The issue, however, is, like, I don't know why they don't expect any sort of consequences. Like, if you want to have free speech, you're gonna have consequences as well for that.
Okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott,
That's
former
the whole
governor
point.
of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party. Now, that seems like a wild thing to say. Oh my.
I'm just curious, how is he gonna spin this for 18 minutes? And, like, what, not take any accountability? At least take some accountability. I hope.
My God, is this person calling for the death of a U.S. senator? Of course not. I was not calling for the assassination of a U.S. senator. So
Oh.
I went back to figure out the context. Here it is. Let's take a look.
Are people who are covered by Medicaid now going to potentially lose Medicaid coverage as a result of this?
No, look, the White House has made a commitment. The president said over and over and over, we're not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. We've made the same commitment. Now, that said, what we are going to do is go into those programs and carve out the fraud, waste, and abuse and find efficiencies. Couple of examples. You know, there's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after, like, false billing. They are trying to cut recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he, to this day, is still known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history. They want to cut SNAP. They want to cut Medicaid. They want to cut the funding of Medicaid. They want to make it harder for people to receive Medicaid. They don't want to actually go after medical providers or the insurance companies or the nursing homes that are lining their pockets with major donations. Those are the people who actually engage in the fraud. It's not your uncle that's, like, lying about their condition and stealing money from the government by, you know, going to the doctor or whatever. Okay, so obviously.
Okay. Wait, hold up. I'm entering his brain. So even given the full context, what he did was he justified his emotion as to why he said a certain sentence that got him in trouble, which resulted in a ban. So now he's giving context of why someone should be killed. And again, it's okay to do that and to give context. I don't understand, like, just by giving context of, like, that should be enough for people to unban, or what? It was still an unhinged statement to make. That's really it. It doesn't matter how, like, Like, moral arguments for this are okay. And you can use moral arguments all you want. At the end of the day, you're streaming on Twitch. Twitch has its own TOS. You abide by the rules of not morality, of like how people perceive you, but by the guidelines of what Twitch TOS actually gives you. Like, as much as I hate it or like it at certain parts, there are certain things that are just unavoidable. And this guy has been avoiding Twitch TOS, like, I don't know what, promoting wild propaganda of terrorism and stuff like that. And by the way, when I say terrorism, I don't mean it's like, oh, I claim this person is like terrorist or like whatever. It's more so like in the government that he resides, which is the United States, there's like a clear list of people who are designated terrorist, like terrorist organizations or terrorist groups or like whatever. And then from there on, the Amazon is part of the, they are in the United States, so they have to abide by the rules of the federal government, meaning that they have to comply with every single thing. So when they specifically say terrorist in their TOS, being no terrorist propaganda, they obviously mean that of the United States. Like that's really it. If you want to go like the logical route. Now from there, Amazon, the branch is Twitch, and then Twitch branch is Hasan and his channel. So therefore, you cannot just claim someone is or is not a terrorist, even though the TOS says so, because you're trying to circumvent of the definition, but when the definition is already given by your federal government. So yeah, I don't know, maybe some American lawyers can explain this better, but thus far I don't think moral arguments can work for this. So like, for example, even when you like advocate for killing of certain people or something, or like whatever, you're still you're going to be prosecuted by not the fact of like this was like a justified emotional appeal. This was more like, okay, you said certain things that are bad, that like that's it. Why? Because the TOS specifically says you cannot, I need to get used to this, that you cannot say or like, target certain people or like say like this person should kill or like die or whatever. Like it's just, I don't know.
Obviously,
I'm yapping all of this. I know it's only been 3 minutes. I'm yapping because it's very difficult for me. How many like mind tricks and like wordplays people do when it comes to like enforcing rules. It's so weird. Like it's just so weird. Sometimes like there's blanket statements like terrorism bad, and then the other times it's like, well, we are not sure if VTubers are children or adults. We're just not sure. Or it's like, we're not sure if this model looks okay or this model looks not okay. These are not like gray areas. There's like a specific yes or no. But yeah.
I shouldn't have used hyperbolic language, and there's definitely some ownership that I must. Obviously, I shouldn't have used hyperbolic language, and there's definitely some ownership that I must take. Some apologies there. I should not have said Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott. I should have simply said Mike Johnson should punish Rick Scott, perhaps with the, maximum punishment, whatever that would be, for defrauding Medicare and Medicaid.
He's, by the way, 100% correct. He should have said that. He should have 100%. Yeah, at least he owns it. Yeah, good for him. I like it. This is good. Now he's gonna use like emotional, even though, and then he's gonna point out all of the bad things that like this person has done, and then I'll be like, yeah, like everyone agrees with it. Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, that's the point. Yes.
Over $1.7 billion. Now let's talk about the things that he did in this process.
Do we care?
Because
sure.
Rick Scott co-founded the Columbia Hospital Corporation, which later merged to a corporation known as Columbia/HCA, which eventually became the nation's largest for-profit healthcare company. Rick Scott, who of course also looks like Voldemort, did a lot of things. The company defrauded Medicare, Medicaid, and other federal programs. The U.S. Department of Justice won 14 felony convictions against the company, which was fined $1.7 billion in what was at the time the largest healthcare fraud settlement in United States history.
HCA was defrauding the government.
HCA admitted to things like submitting inflated bills and exaggerating diagnoses to increase Medicare reimbursements.
I mean, every single thing that Hasan says here is correct. I just don't know why is he just explaining the usage of hyperbole language, and the justification is literally all of this in the end, or what? Like, what is happening? Yeah, like every single thing that he says here, it's like, yeah, I should 100% emotionally feel horrible for having this person do X, Y, Z, or like whatever. I totally understand this. Again, maybe he's just explaining history. I have no. Maybe it's
federal investigators. The hospital company systematically defrauded Medicare, Medicaid, and other federal healthcare programs while paying kickbacks to its physicians. Scott, of course, denied any wrongdoing.
Scott pled the fifth 75 times to avoid jail for Medicare fraud.
He didn't go to jail over this. He didn't even get any punishments over this. And Scott's resignation certainly was fantastic. For his pockets, he walked away with $10 million in severance pay, a 5-year consulting contract, and $300 million in stock and options. He is now the wealthiest member of the United States Senate. Rick Scott also in the past apologized.
Yeah, that's
took
wild.
ownership seemingly over his actions. But since then, in his endless interest in gutting all of these social safety nets so the American poor suffer more, Rick Scott has actually seemingly turned around and thinks that this was political prosecution, pure political prosecution against him.
No, I'm fed up. I watched what happened to me and my company. I've watched what's happened. I've talked to business people over the years, what's happened to them when you have political persecution.
What I was simply trying to say is Republicans don't care about the actual fraud that takes place in terms of government entitlements programs, in terms of government expenditure, because if they did, they obviously would punish Rick Scott. Rick Scott would not be a prominent fixture of the Republican Party. Rick Scott, who was elected as the governor of Florida after he committed the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history at the time.
$73 million. That's the amount that we know about so far that Scott and the Republican Party spent on TV advertising.
Rick Scott, who then went on to become the Florida senator.
On Sunday, a manual recount confirmed Republican Governor Rick Scott's victory over the incumbent Democrat Bill Nelson.
Once again, after doing insane amounts of Medicare fraud.
Elon Musk posted on X his support for Florida Senator Rick Scott for Senate Majority Leader.
This was...
By the way, heads up. Just because I hate Hasan doesn't mean that, like... Okay, hold up, not I. Just because people hate Hasan for like whatever other dog shit things he did, or whatever, explaining his emotions or like explaining his like outburst of rage or whatever by like justifying that, yeah, okay, like this is like just like a genuinely bad person and XYZ, even though I really dislike Hasan, I think it's like, it's fair. It's just fair. It's fine. That's okay. And like I like the fact that he took accountability at like 255, even though like some people might agree it's like maths, whatever. I think it's generally good. Like you should have said, yeah, I shouldn't have used like kill. I should have said punished. I think that's totally fair. I think that's totally okay. The problem is with this guy's ban is I feel this is not a good ban. I just feel this is not okay. Not in the sense of like I like or like or not like this guy. It's more towards like Twitch started enforcing their TOS only because of the change of the United States administration, and suddenly Twitch is afraid that people are gonna come down on them because they have a certain type of like figure. So I feel like this was, unironically, I feel like this was a targeted ban, even though it was justified. Fully. I won't be surprised if this is like a permaban for him. Because as much as, how should I say? Fuck, I don't even want to defend Hasan. I really don't want to defend Hasan for this. Because there's so much bad stuff he does. I just don't like the fact. I just hate Twitch more, I'll be honest. I hate Twitch more than Hasan. I think to be fair to Hasan, he should have just gotten banned 1 year ago instead of them using him as like political leverage for like the current administration to be like, hey, look, we just removed this guy for you, please. We will bow down to you. Yeah, we will censor whatever you want. Yeah, that's fine, totally. I think this is the issue. Not more like, yeah, finally they removed this guy, which I'm okay with as well. It's just fuck Twitch. Just fuck Twitch in general.
Simply the point. But of course, Republicans want to avoid this point. Asmongold, for those of you who don't know, is a right-wing political commentator. He does have some centrist opinions every now and then. I believe he himself actually is a big advocate for healthcare, likes Bernie Sanders, but spends most of his time simply sitting around and reacting to Donald Trump. He is now officially, by my estimation,
a political commentator? Is that what she's going to say?
A larger right-wing political commentator than even the likes of Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Very successful in this field. His videos reacting to Donald Trump get millions of views, more so than the Daily Wire could ever dream of. Asmongold also is the largest political content creator on Twitch in general. He's the largest political streamer now. He's double my size. He's always been double my size, but he's now double my size when it comes to political commentary as well. So let's see what the largest free speech defender had to say. He actually voluntarily brings this up in a YouTube video called "What the Fuck is Twitch Doing?" The YouTube video is from 2 days ago with 1 million views. The first 13 minutes of it is just reacting to the latest Ethan Klein video, who is falsely smearing me as someone who doesn't care about Israeli civilians or whatever.
Falsely? I mean, if you can rebuttal any single point that Ethan made, I wouldn't say H3 is falsely smearing him. The content nuke has done a lot of damage to his credibility for sure, for Hasan's credibility. That's a given. And the fact that he didn't respond anything back actually signals that Hasan is weaseling out of this.
Which is obviously incorrect, but we'll get to that perhaps down the line. He packaged that up with the libs of TikTok video to call for my banning.
Let me see if I can find it here. Like I do, as I said, I do try to maintain a degree of neutrality with a lot of this stuff. And I try not to go too like super hard on it. I'll link you guys the video real quick before I get into it. And
he's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, you know, to show support.
Yeah, there's the video. It's the
Ethan
video.
Okay. Perhaps this is the reason why Ethan Klein doesn't talk about Asmongold and his apologia for certain regimes of the past. You know, Ethan, who really cares about anti-Semitism, of course. That's why he constantly comes after me, someone he knows has a long track record.
See, this is the shit. Like this is the reason I don't like defending this guy. Is that this guy he just should have been banned that year, last year. That's it. Now he has this like petty emotional appeal bullshit. Like, I mean, it's his video. Like, yeah, sure.
Beside him at times, attacking
like nothing that he said is just like. It's more like, you know how it's like, I accuse you of this. So then a normal person would be like, okay, I can respond. I can make a video response. I can address all the claims. And then it's going to be like, oh, okay, so there's like some sort of other side that we should like consider. Oh, look, like he responded to every single claim. And, you know, like to not tarnish his reputation. He didn't let it tarnish his reputation and everything is fine now. But instead, what Hasan did, he just ignored the entire video. He didn't talk about it ever at all. So now he's smearing the guy, yet at the same time he didn't respond to any claims. So it's more like he's shadowboxing or something. Like he's not engaged. I mean,
Semites and explaining to people what famous dog whistles are and things of that nature. But that'll be for a different day.
People are so ideologically captured.
Okay.
It's sad. I think a lot of people are. I saw this the other day, actually this morning. Where is it here? Here we go.
Hey, Dan Clancy. Time to wish Hasan another happy birthday song, you hack fuck. Anyone else will get permabanned on Twitch for this. This is beyond the pale. This is enticing your audience to kill a sitting senator. Don't people go to jail for this? This is not me enticing my audience to kill a sitting U.S. senator. That is ridiculous. Everybody.
I mean, it kind of like, fuck. I don't want to be charitable. I hate this person, but I don't want to be. Okay, well, if you cared about Medicaid fraud, you would kill this guy. It can be used as like a blank statement without any sort of like, it's like an explanation. If this, then X, or like if X, then Y. But I think I'm being too charitable. I think it's more like, because the counter argument to what I just said would be, yeah, but people would see the message, or like, yeah, people would see, like, or hear you say like someone should be killed, therefore it's like enticing people to actually commit something, or like there's going to be like a certain schizoid that will actually follow up with something. There's always that like 0.01% of the audience of like any, like, just by population, right? Like they'll be enticed to commit a certain act of violence because that's just percentage based, like that's stats. So yeah, that's why people kind of police themselves or police others when it comes to like responsibility over certain types of language, that, you know, like you shouldn't say kill or like whatever, because there's always going to be that one person who might do it. That's the issue. So yeah, that's a big L for this guy.
He knows that is ridiculous. The people that are complaining about this know that is ridiculous. But I'm glad that I was able to show you the context, the full context of what I was talking about. If you cared about Medicare...
And the full context really didn't do much. It only justified your emotions when it comes to you saying something. It didn't actually justify you saying it to the point where it's like, oh, it was okay. It wasn't okay. It was the same thing.
Fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party.
That is crazy. That is nuts. And I've said before, there's a statute of limitations, but apparently this was yesterday. Yeah, this happened yesterday even. Oh my God. How's that not against the TOS? It is. It is. And it is an open call to violence.
Yeah, it is.
And I would challenge anybody who thinks that it's not an open call to violence to say that exact thing about Donald.
About like any, yeah, he's gonna say Donald Trump, but let's say like any sort of insert politician is gonna be like, you have to kill this politician. It's like, yeah, this as like as cringe as it sounds, people are gonna misinterpret something, and that's what it's gonna be.
Donald Trump.
So yeah.
And then tell me if Secret Service shows up at your house or not. Really? It's very obviously a call to violence. And Twitch doesn't do anything? Well, I don't know if they've really seen it or anybody's reported it or anything like that.
I think Asmongold is covering this because he wants Twitch to see it. He's done this a couple times in the past couple of weeks. I understand.
I mean, yeah, kind of no shit, to be honest. Because like you're associating yourself with the... If you guys share the same platform, you kind of don't want your platform to not have some sort of accountability or lack of accountability for not enforcing their TOS. Like, what's the difference between like Twitch or like Kick at this point? Literally nothing. You have to enforce TOS. There's a reason why terms of service exist. You can't just say certain things and then be like, oh, like it's kind of weird that like Hasan's thing is like, oh, well, Asmongold is literally pointing out that the rules are not being enforced. That's the whole. That's the defense here, but that's yeah.
A couple times in the past couple of weeks, I understand. We are ideologically butting heads on Twitch. Asmongold and I disagree vehemently on a lot of issues, all the way from the history of Nazi Germany down to the fact that immigrants are not actually contributing to the American crime rates in the way that the Republican administration.
I think this history of Nazi Germany thing is when Asmongold said 99% of times, or like 99% Holocaust happened. That's what he means by that. Again, I must side with with Hasan here. That I think that comment was absolutely unhinged. Like, you cannot just say. It's basically like, I don't see it's whole like you. It's weird to say 99%. You know, like, oh, 99% you're not a rapist or something. It's kind of like, it is disgusting. So like, it's not really.
They're not destroying our culture in the way that Asmongold approaches.
Fuck, you know how difficult it is to like side with Hasan sometimes. Fuck this guy, honestly. I'm just being like ultra charitable.
Is the subject matter? There's plenty of disagreements there. And I think that he's doing this deliberately, I will say, in an effort to, shit stir a little bit and try to get me banned, which worked.
The clip's too short. Maybe it's out of context.
The question is, what is the context? right? That's what he's gonna say. What is the appropriate this is the real thing. Like, this is what Hasan did in the beginning. There's no normal context of saying this senator has to be killed, or, like, literally what said, if you cared about Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. What's happening here? We got Hasan banned yesterday, 12 hours ago or something. Yeah, and it's pretty wild now. So yeah, and people are like speculating that this was the clip that got him banned, where he said, if you cared about Medicaid fraud, you would kill. I don't know who Rick Scott is, some U.S. politician or something. But yeah, but then someone in chat is like, what is the context? Now, I don't know what Asmongold's gonna say here. I'm gonna side with Asmongold here. I think he's gonna say it doesn't matter what the context is in like a statement like this. It doesn't really matter. If there's like a call for violence, you can justify all you want, the call for violence or whatever. If it's within the TOS itself that you cannot say certain things, then you just cannot say certain things. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. It can be the worst person in the world. As long as you're guided by the terms of service of the platform, you cannot say certain things. I think that's what he's gonna say now, and I will agree. I agree with. I mean, obviously, I agree with the take that I just said. Yeah.
I hope so. I definitely do. Hopefully, it's out of context. How are you gonna?
Now, once
I mean, that's too much. Either Asmund is really dumb, or it's like very charitable, or I don't know. But this is clearly it doesn't matter. But okay.
He said this. Does Asmongold go back and seek out the context? No, he doesn't. Instead, he follows through, basically packaging this as a Hasan is a radical who must be banned. It's a joke, Lamau, he responds to.
How's the call for violence? It's a joke. That's wild. Like, to say it's a joke. I'm gonna murder your family. And it's like, wait, why do you say that? It's a joke, bro. Wait, what are you doing? Are you making like a pipe bomb in your house? And there's like a mayor right there meeting in like 3 hours? Bro, it's a joke. I'm just gonna plant it there. It's a joke. Like, what are you doing? Okay, maybe the example is bad.
Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
I think people would tell way crazier jokes about Donald Trump. And people have told way crazier jokes about Donald Trump. My statement was hyperbolic.
And that's fine. You can make these jokes. By the way, fuck me. I hate Twitch. This is Twitch's TOS. This is what Twitch does to people.
That much is obviously clear.
Fuck me.
But the intention of it was not a call to violence directly against a sitting senator, but instead was to show the hypocrisy of the Republican Party in terms of how little they truly care about Medicare and Medicaid fraud, because that happens at the point of the provider and not necessarily in the point of the recipients.
It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because the context, in this case specifically, it doesn't matter. It's still a call for violence if you say X person should be killed or someone should kill X person. Doesn't matter at all. This doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no clip chimp. It's literally right there. Like, people will take it as they will take it. Like, it is what
they want to cut.
But what Hasan is doing, he's justifying the emotion, and I agree with it. It's fine. It's fine to justify that emotion. You can be mad about it. That's okay.
Medicare and Medicaid for the recipients to the tune of $800 billion. And in order to justify that, they will do everything in their power to lie and claim that it's actually your grandparents that are stealing from Medicare and not people like Rick Scott. Because people like Rick Scott either fund the Republican Party and oftentimes the Democratic Party as well, or they sometimes run for office as Republicans.
Rick Scott has won re-election to the United States Senate. Here are the numbers.
That's the point. Now, should the likes of Asmongold seek out further context? I think yes. I think when you have millions of people watching your videos, it would be nice to at least inform them of what the true context is. And now that this context exists, will Asmongold watch this video? Will he go back and say, hey, my bad? Maybe. I'll be honest. Perhaps he will do that. We shall see.
Donald Trump didn't commit Medicare fraud, but yes, if he did, then yes. Okay, so then no.
He then follows up with another tweet of mine. This isn't Hasan's only first foray into political violence. This was the weapon you...
Fuck me. Oh my god. Can you imagine tweeting this shit? I forgot about this. Oh my god. He actually tweeted this. Context. Hasan Hasan tweeted this picture at a sitting congressman like 2 years ago or something. And this picture is a handgun. It's a self-made gun, handgun, gun, whatever, that was used to kill Shinzo Abe. Because I think, I don't know, but like I think in Japan it's practically impossible to either get a firearm as a civilian or whatever. So what the guy did was he literally made a gun like this, and then he executed Shinzo Abe. And then at some point Hasan tweets this picture at a senator, and he didn't get banned. That shit is like the biggest call for like violence ever, because it's not even the gun itself. You can see this is the picture that is like explaining how do you even make it. About 40 centimeters, the battery goes here. There's a board over here. You have 2 triggers here, about 20 centimeters on top, 2 metal pipes, and it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, but this was the political commentator of the left, and he tweeted it, and nothing happened to him. Yeah, that's...
Used to assassinate Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Archive link and reply to political violence. This was the weapon used to assassinate Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Archive link and reply to his now deleted post. Well, I didn't delete it. Twitter forced me to delete this.
But I'll tell you this.
You have to understand how unhinged you have to be that Elon Musk's Twitter, out of all things, by the way, forces you to delete something. Elon Musk's Twitter. You know, I give you my heart, guy, okay? This is the guy who forced you to delete.
It's not the first time. This is the second time. No joke. Yes, neither of these, by the way, have resulted in any sort of action from Twitch at all.
Yep.
Your Reddit advocated for killing too. Sorry for spam. Yeah, but here's the difference, right? When did my Reddit advocate for killing people? When did this happen? And also,
your Reddit advocated for killing too. I mean, he can literally just say I banned them or something, right? Or no?
When did I advocate for it?
He also then, to further push the narrative that I am a radical, a scary radical who advocates for violence, he shows...
I mean, kind of.
Shows this tweet. Briefly, my old tweet that Twitter actually forced me to ban, which is a tweet where I, quote, retweeted sitting U.S. Senator Tom Cotton, who was advocating to kill peaceful pro-Palestinian demonstrators all the way from April 16th, 2024, almost an entire year ago, where I famously, quote, retweeted the doohickey, or I guess a meme of a doohickey that was responsible for the assassination of Shinzo Abe. Now, of course, this wasn't serious. I fib. I did this.
I mean, okay, case closed, I guess. Holy shit. Man, is it the lack of self-awareness of this person?
In response to a sitting U.S. senator who had previously in the
I'm not going to say it.
New York Times written about executing Black Lives Matters protesters by using the military. And this time around, April 15th, was encouraging people. I'm going to read you his words. Senator Tom Cotton said this: I encourage people who get stuck behind the pro-Hamas mobs blocking traffic. Take matters into your own hands to get them out of the way. It's time to put an end to this nonsense. This was, of course, a direct call to violence from a sitting senator, a direct call to violence against peaceful...
And then he's like, well, I didn't actually say kill. What was it, Tom Scott or Scott something? I think Tom Scott is a YouTuber or something. I was like, yeah, well, technically, guys, if the full context is like, you can't play this game. What the fuck?
Protesters engaging in an act of civil disobedience.
If something like this happened in Arkansas on a bridge there, let's just say I think there'd be a lot of very wet criminals that have been tossed overboard, not by law enforcement, but by the people whose road they're blocking.
So he then doubled down on it and said, we do things differently around these parts. I mean, he is.
By the way, here's how you... Here's a guideline how you do this, okay? When you hear a comment like this, You just go, damn, that's a horrible statement to make. He's probably advocating for violence against protesters. And yeah, I'll leave the authorities to deal with them. Hey, FBI, do something about it. Or like, I don't know where the fuck like, yeah, FBI is in the US. Like, hey, police services, deal with this person. You don't just fucking go with your massive audience, quote tweet, quote retweet, and then fucking post an image of how to make a gun. That's like, two things can be like, they can be at the same time. You can still say one thing and then not do the other thing. But what Hasan does is like, oh, he said about removing these protesters, kill this motherfucker. Why? Well, look, full context. There you go. Bro, like, no.
A lot of very wet criminals that have been tossed overboard, not by law enforcement, but by the people whose road they're blocking.
So he then doubled down on it and said, we do things differently around these parts.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, he is. He's advocating for a direct call for violence. I jokingly quote retweeted that statement with the doohickey. But of course, that was apparently...
And it's so annoying that how he says, oh, I jokingly did it. Then the guy can also be like, oh yeah, I joked. You're not gonna you're gonna toss these guys out. That's it. I joked. That was a joke. You see how like the word joke doesn't really fucking matter at all? Both of these guys are at fault. It's
too
insane.
Far as well for Asmongold. I'm sorry. I've offended Asmongold's sensibilities. Of course, no comments on Tom Cotton, a sitting U.S. senator, actively urging his constituents to go out and kill peaceful demonstrators who are, dare I say, peacefully demonstrating against a genocide. Well, make no mistake, it's most likely that Asmongold is simply responding to the things that he sees in his chat. Having said that, I wanted you guys to see the full context of the story. I was obviously not asking for people to kill Rick Scott. I think that would be ridiculous. I think that justice should be served, however, and justice has not been served against Rick Scott in this case. Justice rarely ever gets served against rich people who exploit others, against rich people who defraud the federal government. You get a $10 million care package with $300 million in stock options.
I mean, we are truly at what's it called? We are justifying hate now, and we're justifying unlawfulness. And I mean, yeah, like you can feel certain things like that, but the moment you know, the moment civil unrest happens, you're calling the police, you're calling the authorities, you're calling actual like things that are provided to you by the government. You're not like, this is the fucking communism in his fucking dogshit brain. This is what it is. The anarchy, the everything. These are the kids who have like never ever lived under like a post-Soviet state ever in their lives. They don't know what anarchy or unlawfulness is. They just like sit in the West. They enjoy the fruits of like the system that they're at, and they don't appreciate the order and like what, like, yeah, this is what it is. And I mean, that's fine to like voice all of this stuff, but apologia for like this whole apologia to basically say this person should be killed because, and then he like gives context of the person doing something bad, not something bad, insanely bad things. It should be handled by the authorities, like not by you tweeting a gun. That's not like, it's edgy, XD, sure, but yeah, face the consequences. That's insane. I'm sorry, but that's insane. We have no sane takes anymore. Hold up, I need that. Fuck me, dude, I fucking hate this guy, and I hate how I have to defend him as well sometimes, because the reality is that Twitch banned them not because of his take. Twitch banned them because they're afraid of the current administration. That's what they did. That's what Jeff Bezos did. It's just so cringe. I'll be right back. It's so cringe. Oh man, to like sit. It's so cringe to sit and defend Hasan sometimes, but 100% deserved. Holy shit. By the way, this House Asmongold said about Palestinians because they call violence, it was. And that's why he got banned. He got banned for this. Like, what? The guy got banned. Fuck me. Asman got banned for what? 2 weeks? 1 month? We are truly at war. And then when you start like reading the comments here, I have solidarity with people. It's like, yeah, I understand. Emotions are high. Shit's getting fucked. I get it. Yes. But calling this comedy? I don't know, guys. I don't think this is not funny at all. This is like, if you want to call it like that, then if you want to call something comedy, be ready for like calling this also comedy, right? If you want to say that, oh yeah, well, tossing protesters is fine. Fine, I'm okay with this. But then be okay when this guy says some unhinged shit about like terrorism or like some, I don't know, whatever they accuse Hasan of, right? Like, yeah, just do the same thing. But this is what we have. This is what we have, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm like steamrolling through topics, and then at the end, I just don't have anything to like, what's it called? To talk about. Because I already done all of this. I talked to all of this, through all of this. And what else can I say? Here's one thing I'll say. You guys remember Enigmatic Recollection? What happened with Enigmatic Recollection? I want like a Down by the River instrumental version. Down by the River instrumental what? Extended. I just want it to be played for like forever. This is like the best one. Wait, hold up. Yeah, what happened with Enigmatic Recollection? Enrico. What happened? 6 months ago, 6 months ago. They had so much stuff here. How many times did he quit now? Let's see if he actually stays gone this time. Oof. Do people hate the press Nusagi, by the way? To not, what's it called? To not stir shit. The press Nusagi. Nusagi controversy. About him revealing stuff. Is this correct? Or no? Cancellation of the press Nusagi. I don't want to watch this. I remember that he... Okay, I will watch a little bit. What happened with the press Nusagi was he was paywalling something for sure. But what exactly? The state... Oh no. Yeah, Patreon stuff. Fuck, I don't know. It's this past life thing, the obsession over stuff like this is what really I don't think he deserved the hate. He didn't deserve it. But that's a huge stain on the community. And I guess that's why he got cancelled once, then he came back, and then... Because I remember people flocking into my comments and they were like, oh my god, I hope you will cover all the stuff that the person Sagi was covering. I'm like, what? What? Like, yeah, he left. I'm like, oh, okay. I remember 2 years ago. This guy is the biggest grifter, by the way. Did he add... Oh! This is what I want to watch. Yes, I remember. I saved it for later. I wanted to watch this.
So my ex post.
Let's see. Let's see. Our favorite. Shondo Kohei. My favorite Shondo Kohei. The guy who hates Assassin's Creed so much.
So my ex post about in the Assassin's Creed Shadow game, you are able to attack altar in the shrine. Like the other object is fine, but seeing attacking altar is kind of triggered. I get many good support, but feedback wasn't that good because I was trying to spread my perspective, right? But for some reasons, I end up being called racist, or I get a lot of hate comments toward Japanese. And this is that the video game set in Japan, and we are not happy about it. So finally, politicians started working because actual shrine of that shrine, they're really pissed, and they're not happy about it. In this prefecture, Hyogo, which is location of Assassin's Creed Shadows, chief of whole entire shrine, the boss, is feeling this is discrimination to Eastern Asian culture. So there's a politician, Nagase Takeshi. He's a prefecture.
Keep in mind. So we have context. We have a Canadian studio making a video game, which is fiction, with a Japanese twist culture, and a shrine is... Wait, hold up. I don't want to say anything. I might be completely wrong, but let's say that this specific type of shrine is considered unacceptable to disrespect by the law of Japan, in Japan. I think that's fair. I think that's absolutely fair. How is this connected though? That's the question.
They're not happy about it. In this prefecture.
Because they're not happy about it. Okay. Then what?
Hyogo, which is location of Assassin's Creed Shadows, chief of whole entire shrine, the boss, is feeling this is discrimination to Eastern Asian culture. So there's a politician, Nagase Takeshi. He's a prefecture assembly member, Japanese Liberal Democratic Party, one of the biggest party in Japan. Let's watch this.
兵庫県議会議員永瀬武です。今日は私たち日本人の心が踏みにじられているというお話をさせて。
Wait, I need to read this because he's not gonna read it. Hello, I am Takayoshi Nagase, a member of the Hyogo Prefecture Assembly. Today,
兵庫県議会議員永瀬武です。
Today,
今日は私たち
I'd like to talk about how the hearts of us Japanese people are being trampled on.
日本人の心が踏みにじられているというお話をさせていただきます。
Let me explain.
I think that's how many Japanese feel that. It's not just about you press the control button and you do blah blah blah. It's not like that. It's the fact that Ubisoft able that function.
フランスの
There's a game by a French company called Ubisoft. Oh, I thought it was Canadian. Okay.
FBI ソフトというゲームメーカーが作っ
A
た
game maker.
アサシンクリードシャドウズというゲームをご存知でしょうか
Are you familiar with
So
it?
he's based.
The protagonist is set in Japan in a real historical setting. Okay, that's a historical. Yeah, true. It is.
Basically making this video who doesn't know anything about Assassin's Creed Shadow. So I'm gonna skip to the interview with
No, don't skip.
the chief of the shrine.
Fuck's sake. Where's the original? Here's the original video. Let's watch the original. I don't trust anyone at this point.
皆さんこんにちは
Oh, and the subtitles are not even great.
兵庫県議実は CG
Oh my god. No subtitles at all? Nothing? I have to trust what this guy shows me then. This is so irresponsible. Shoei has a thing of like removing oh shit, I realized. He has this thing of like removing context.
伊達氷津神社に、寄させていただいております、今日
Oh. I'm here at the Itate Hyozo Shrine in
神社
Arima.
に、寄させていただいております
Thank you for taking the time despite your busy
あり
schedule.
がとうございます
So this is
This is me. He's literally gonna say it. Nishimoto, thank you for.
Itate Hyozu Jinja. And this is the
Okay.
actual location.
富士の、西本和俊様です
どうもわざわざお越しいただきまして
ありがとうございます
ありがとうございます心配をおかけして
とんでもないです
申し訳ない
ですがこのアサシンクリードシャドウというこのフランスで作られた映画ここを舞台にされてる、もうすでに大きなちょっとこう
It's already starting to become a bit of a topic. I'd like to hear your honest thoughts and feelings about it right now.
なりつつあるんですけれども、そうですね、ちょっとお聞かせいただ
Well,
きた
to
い
put
な
it
と思います
simply,
そうですね
this place is deeply rooted in Japanese culture.
先生ね、ありていに言えば、
To see the images
の根底にあるような
of it being defiled like
場
this
所ですその場所をですねないがしろに
is disappointing.
と
That's the first
いう
thing
よ
I'd
う
say.
な画像が流れてるまた、出てくるということはまあ残念である
Maybe you'll come and pray every day.
それとそれに対して
If they were to see these images, it would hurt their
こともあ
hearts.
りますそういう方たちがもしも仮
Okay,
に
hold
この画
up.
像
They
を
feel
見た
sad.
時に心を乱してまた悲しい
When I think about that, it's something I can't bear. Again, this is not original subs, it's his subs, it's, yeah.
思いになられるということ
This is my honest feeling.
考えてみるとちょっと耐えられないという思いは持ってます
そういうもう率直なですね
We need to take that anger, or rather, that
と
sentiment,
いうか思いというのは、私たちちゃんと受け止めてですね、
seriously and convey it to the national government.
国
Okay.
へも伝えないといけないし、国を通じて世界へも、またこの動画を見るさまざまな人にも
I'm still waiting for this to be like a skit. Like, this is not real. This is not real. This is not real. This is not real. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? What are we doing here right now, by the way? So, like for you to understand what's happening, we have two politicians, or like no, forget politicians, forget everything. We have two grown-ass adults, fucking grandpas over here. And they are talking about hurting other people's feelings, because of art. That's it. That's literally what's happening. And now, they're like, we have to take it to the government for a video game? Because someone can destroy a shrine inside a video game? Same as like a, I don't know, GTA or something. Because you can literally do the same, like, wild stuff in GTA. But now because it's Japan, suddenly it's, like, not okay? The hypocrisy here is insane. These are the same people who cry about anime censorship, or, I don't know, hentai censorship, or whatever. And then they say, well, it's a piece of art. You can't censor art. Meanwhile, exact same thing happens. But then it's like French game developers, literally make art about a game. I mean, about the setting inside, like historical setting of Japan. It's a video game. It's not a documentary. It's not official. It's a video game. It's art. Video games are art. It's a video game, bro. You click the button, then you do this, and you bow. You can literally do this in the game. Or you can click another button and you destroy the shrine. It's contained inside a video game. It's not real, it's digital. Who the fuck cares? Well, only reactionary grifters like Shohei, I think. That's only like, I just hate how like these people are the same advocates for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, no censorship. Yet at the same time, these motherfuckers will censor a fucking video game out of all things. Okay, I mean, fine, okay, sure. Like if this is the maybe, you know, I don't want to say anything, but no, I was about to say something really, really bad. It's really, really unjustified. I caught myself in this. I should not say anything. Maybe they are some sort of like advocacy of cultural promotion of like a Japanese image, and this should be taken seriously. I mean, in that case, I think it's fine. They can do that. But then again, we're complaining. Like, if you take this to court, they'll literally say, "Bro, this is a video game. What the fuck are you? You're wasting our time. Get out of here." That's literally what they'll say. Nobody cares. One video game of like a person destroying a shrine is enough to remove so much positive influence that Japanese anime, manga, VTubing, every single like otaku culture, video games have done positive towards the image of Japan, to the point where like tourism is like a nuisance now, and now they're complaining about people destroying shrines inside. I'll keep rambling, but it's so. I don't know. I feel that everything is a joke here. I don't believe anything.
This is really difficult. I realize that. I've been trying to share that perspective as a Japanese, but people who reject really don't try to understand. Like they insist their principle or like their belief, and they don't change.
If you have the same opinion about censorship, be okay with people censoring your likes, your manga, your anime, your movies, your video games, or whatever. If you're gonna be pussy-ass butthurt about stuff like this, be ready for other people to censor all of your stuff as well. Be okay with that.
形でこう広がらないように、やっぱりそのああいう、日本のことを分かったような分かってないような、興味本位で、無礼なことをしたものについてはやっぱりはっきりとね、私たちは言っていく必要がありますよね。そうですね。はい。
We need to clearly tell them that that's not right. They can tell that. That's fine.
これはね、神社の関係者。
This isn't just something I feel. This isn't just something I feel as someone involved with the shrine. Feel. Emotionally feel again. But as a Japanese person, I believe shrines are part of the backbone of Japanese identity. Okay. To see them harmed, as you mentioned earlier, treated recklessly, or have... I'm sorry. Or to have untouchable things touched, violated, crossed over, or even worse, trampled on with dirty feet. That's something I think we need to ask them to stop. Morality, legal side, you can ask them to stop. That's fine. Actual thing is, they're gonna tell you to fuck off. Because, I keep repeating this, this is art, nobody cares, nobody should care about this. That's it.
I wonder how people who defend this game think about this, because he is the chief of that shrine, and he is not happy about it. And also, we really have a lot of tourists like doing Assassin's Creed stuff, like trying to climb on the mountain. No,
Tourists are now attempting to conquer Osaka Castle the old-fashioned way. Throwing objects or crabbing as soon as prohibited. Many structures please respect cultural heritage. Yeah, this is bad. Yes, this is bad. Call the police. Put some spikes on this and border fence all of this because they're clearly violating rules. I'm not sure what is the point here, but okay.
Trying to climb on the castle, which I've never seen in time in my life. In general, Japanese voice are very small, and the Japanese don't talk like that, like a straight.
Dog, Japan is conquering the entire world with anime and manga and media and VTubing and culture and everything. Japan is like the biggest thing in the world right now. One of the biggest cultures in the world. To sit and deadass look into your camera and be like, we are prosecuted as Japanese. Our culture is not being cherished enough. What the fuck is going on here? This is a joke. It's memes. This is memes. We're not talking about Japan. This is probably something else. I think my brain is like registering Japan, but something else, like a Bulgaria. Yeah, Bulgaria.
Straightforward that often. So I believe if we are Japanese, we should keep talking. And I appreciate anyone who support that Japanese defending their culture.
今日この率直な思いをですね伺いましたので、国会議員として、兵庫県からですねしっかりと国の方へ向かいたいと思います。
I'll firmly convey this from Hyogo preference to the national government. I'm actually curious what the update is going to be.
Yeah, he said, I will firmly convey this from Hyogo Prefecture to the national government.
Thank you, Shogun. Oh, are we in the... Oh, whoa, we are in the shrine already. Dude, imagine this. I don't know, maybe this is like my inner atheistic fucking post-Soviet fucking guy talking right now. We were grown up. We were raised to not respect religion. Okay, I'm not like that. I think it's fine. Actually, you know what? I think religion is good for a lot of people who can find solace and happiness in a religious practice, in some sort of religious, there's some sort of warmth to it, there's some sort of guidance to it, there's a lot of good things in religion and all of that stuff. But if you're gonna tell me that I cannot paint a religious figure in a funny way, wink wink, certain religion, or I cannot destroy a shrine from a certain religion or a certain following in a video game, out of all places, in a video game or in art, just because it hurts your feelings, I'm not sure. Why is it? This is one thing. Why do Christian people dogpile on their religion so much and nothing is happening? Why is this the case? How many memes have we seen about nuns or like Satan, demons, worship, like all of that stuff, in media? Nobody takes it seriously. I don't think people take it seriously. It's only this butthurt group of religious, some sort of seclusionism or something. That's what I feel is happening here. Why is this important? Is this like a show? Is this like a grift? Is this really this important for Japan to stop Assassin's Creed Shadows? Is it really? Is it that big?
So he's the head of Hyogo Prefecture, the shrine.
Yeah, so he's like the head of the church or something. I don't know. He's like imam in the fucking
Hyogo Prefecture is the place that shrine is located. And also Himeji Castle is located. He's also mad about this game. It's not just minority of Japanese people, but sadly some people...
It's fine to be mad about the game. I don't know how else to say it. It's good that people are mad, and then I'm happy that they can voice their opinion. That's good.
Do you think we're talking about this game because of Black Samurai? No.
The issue is now coming to light. What are your thoughts on it? Man, I do wonder what the head of the shrine is gonna say about a video game that has an element of destroying shrines. Probably something bad. Be like, I don't like it. I think it's not good. I think we should probably say something. That's what it is. In the West, or rather, among some white people or others. Racist? Deep down harbor some discrimination. By the way, I probably agree. Yeah, racism is everywhere, sure.
Not sure if he played other Assassin's Creed games or if, I don't know, I'm not sure if he's a gamer, but even politician and then the head of the shrine think this is discrimination. This game looks very discrimination.
I don't think that's what they said. They didn't say this about the game.
I'm not sure if he's...
Hold up. Didn't he say like in the West rather in like general, not like in Assassin's Creed? Well, fundamentally, in the West, or rather among some white people or others, there's a sense that they might deep down harbor some discrimination. This is not game related. I don't know why he's pointing it like it's game related. It's like it's everywhere related. Yeah. There's no game related. There are some, yeah, racism is everywhere. Yeah. And Asian people are fucking grandmasters at racism. I myself I'm kidding. Yeah, Asian racism is like ranked Immortal Draft in Dota. Asian racism is like Global Elite and CSGO. Asian racism is like Challenger and League. That's what Asian racism is.
I'm not sure if he played other Assassin's Creed.
Oh, he already said this. This is not about Assassin's Creed. I don't know.
Think this is discrimination. This game looks very discrimination towards the Eastern Asian.
Okay.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. That's not a fact. That's your feel. It's funny that they don't fully respect our religion or culture. You know what? That's fair. If you can destroy a shrine inside, number one, they probably want some sort of things inside the game to be, what is the thing called? Like how in Source games from Valve, you can like pick up things and put down and like interactable. That's one thing. The second thing is they probably don't like the religion or like they don't care about the culture. Yeah, that's fine as well. Yeah, that's what people are. Yeah, but it's like all three, it can literally be like, oh, video games? Don't care. You can put whatever you want. I wonder. I wonder. Oh wait, he literally said, I don't know if there is some sort of. I can't help but to wonder if there's some sort of underlying prejudice in their hearts. Yeah, he's not sure. And that's fine. So this guy's like, in times like this, we need to stand firm. And he's like laughing because he can't take this seriously. It's clear he's like being too. This isn't. I feel bad for this guy. He's like being dragged into this culture war for like no reason at all. Whether they intended this or not, like the language he uses here. The result is what it is, and I'd like them to handle it properly. Oh my god, this is like the nicest person ever. He's like, I don't know what's happening as a person. I don't know, like, you know, I represent the shrine. Yeah, if this is what's happening, I hope they will handle it properly. It is what it is. Wow. So this guy feels like a politician that is probably trying to gather some sort of nationalistic approach, nationalistic voters, and he's trying his absolute best to find some sort of culture war issue that he can LARP on and like to send it to and like make a big deal out of it. Like, wow, look at us, like we us Japanese people are getting like prosecuted over the fact that the shrine inside the video game is getting destroyed. That's what it feels like. This is not serious.
My previous interview with Insider, they're saying it came from ignorance. And I believe that. But the fact is, if there's a group of people who feel offended and hurt, I think people really need to listen instead of attacking.
Fuck all of you people who feel hurt by some sort of random fucking bullshit digital art, and suddenly we have to listen to you, okay? Just because Japan or Japanese or whatever, fuck these people, okay? Never bow down to fucking crybabies, okay? No one gives a fuck. Nobody in the, there's only like 5% of people who care. I will unironically play this game. Not because there's some sort of black samurai destroying stuff, or like, oh, not because of like, I don't know, there's like a shrine to be destroyed, or like not because there's some sort of sakura tree only blooms at this time of day, at this certain angle, at a sun rising at like 36 degrees, and the watermelon cannot be here when the sakura tree rises. No, nobody gives a fuck about this. This is not a historical accurate game. It's a historical, there was a definition, like historical game, which is like non-documentary. You can add certain like fictional characters, but the whole premise is like it's in a certain era. It's literally the whole point of Shadows, of the game. What normies like me want about this game, I just want to fucking play Assassin's Creed in Japan. That's it. I don't give a fuck. Oh my god, Naoe, she's so cute. Whoa, Shinobi, you can do Shinobi things. Like that's it. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck about these like minuscule things, and nobody should bow down to these like you know what? Yeah, to these losers. They are actually losers. I do not understand. And you have to explain this to me. How is it that we have to sit and protect the Japanese culture, manga, anime, visual novels, Japanese video games? We have to understand and sort of make sure the context of certain specific words or certain specific scenes is met appropriately and not censored, and everything is fine and dandy and everything is okay. Meanwhile, when a Western fucking developer does something, oh my god, related to Japan, oh boo-hoo, holy shit, they're destroying our culture. Bro, you are I would definitely say now, the most popular culture in the world right now. Japan, Japanese culture, anime, manga, video game. I keep saying this over and over. This is the bread and butter of like popular media now. We have fucking VTubers being advertisers for fucking companies. What the fuck are we talking about? The Pope himself. They made Lucha a fucking anime girl, boy, whatever. What the fuck are we talking about here? A shrine? Some sort of like who is the fact that the game is made in Japan as well, right? The setting, Assassin's Creed, some international developer makes a game about your country. Like, yeah, international tourism. Japan is amazing. Yet you're doing this shit. You're like exploiting this random group of people that just want to hate. They just want to hate it. You and this like fucking politician, like, what are you doing? Japan is doing great. It's doing great. This is not the battle. It's just stirring hate. That's what it is. That's what it is. Let game developers do what game developers do. Make video games. If you hate the video game, fucking refund it. Steam can refund your video games. That's it. Or just don't buy it. Holy fuck. Don't support these people. Don't cancel people. Don't call people and harass them. Don't pressure people by making YouTube videos on like some cultural bullshit and then like pressure them into making 20 other videos. Holy fuck. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. It's unbelievable. The hypocrisy of this crowd of people. Fuck me. I cannot even finish this video. We'll take this seriously, and as the Liberal Democratic Party, this is a fucking politician spewing his shit. Both the Hugo Preference LDP and the national government We need to clearly state what's unacceptable and what's wrong and take action on it. Like what? Banning the game? Because that's what they can do, right? They can literally take it to the government and then they can say, you know what? This hurts our feelings or something. Please ban the game. And then Ubisoft's gonna be like, okay, we will comply. Boom, IP, Japan, blocked. That's it. That's it. What? That's what you're doing? I mean, if you're gonna be happy with that, sure. Today I spoke. The new political alliance, bowing down. Omega cringe. Omega cringe. Oh my god. Oh my god. The crying. The fucking crying. God. It's sad. It's sad that you have to defend anime and Japanese culture from censorship, yet then they call for censorship as well. And I'm sure it's not all Japanese people. It's literally this one guy. Pathetic. Actually pathetic. Oh. It's an insult to Japan reported to the government. Fuck me. Give me some sort of normalcy, please. Ah. There's apparently some like what's it called? Japan chat? Not Japan chat. What am I saying? Your mother app? And it's like a mom in your desktop and then she slaps you or something. Are you winning, son? What the fuck is this? Recommended games. Prestige. What are these new games? Oh, I think I wanted to buy this game. I'm gonna remove this. The price has changed. Don't fuck. Oh, I was not sure about this game. Pixel graphics.
Hi, I'm Darren.
Darren. Reduce materials costs into houses.
I've worked for a few years in the something truly special. A game I've dreamed of making since I was a kid. Today, I'm excited game about and access and filled with creatures and secrets waiting to be uncovered. It's about exploration, experimentation, and the joy of figuring.
How long does Baldur's Gate take? Because I have Baldur's Gate. I bought it initially. I think I need to take my time with games like this. Is there like high minimum hours? 128, 300. Legendary masterpiece. Where is it? Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate for me is 45 hours and I dropped. And then we have people 200 hours, 200 hours, 200 hours. People really enjoyed this game. I think I'm the only person who did not like get into it fully. $143 gigs? Christ. I need to post. I think I'll go edit, upload, post, and then I'll come back. How long are these streams usually? 2 hours? 2 hours. Tomorrow's gonna be a little bit earlier. Not now. I'm tired. I think 5 p.m. should be like end. And then editing for like 2-3 hours, and then post and sleep. Because I really have to do stuff. Boop. See ya. Oh yeah, I'll start. I don't know. I'll start unlisting. Wait. Yeah, I will start not privating words, but like unlisting them. I think that's gonna be better. So yeah.